Hey, amazing beings. Hello, hello, hello. Well, welcome to, again, Free and Clear Fridays with Dr. Sarah. Hey, oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Welcome. Hey, Ariel. In case. Welcome, guys. I'm so grateful you're here, and I am so excited to once again connect and create and clear, because that's what this is all about, right? Being in a space together where you can free yourself up of anything that's really heavy for you right now. What I'm excited about going really into today, there's the topic of the week, but we can also really reflect on too the clearing tools that have already been introduced, along with anything else that's going on for you, we're gonna definitely get clear of. So again, I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'm here in Michigan. I know, after last week being in Miami, wow, went from 80 degrees and sunny to literally coming back to about 15 degrees and snow. But, how does it get any better than that? And since consciousness includes everything, even the weather, it's how does it get any better than that? So again, welcome. Thank you guys for joining me today. And yeah, let's jump right in. So how has your week been? You're welcome to share in the comments. You're welcome just to acknowledge it to yourself. Have things been light? Have they been heavy? What are you aware of? Well, just to acknowledge real quickly, we have a couple of the clearing tools that we're using on here. The one is the Return to Sender with Consciousness. So this is the one where anything that's heavy for you, that doesn't belong to you, is part of the Return to Sender with Consciousness. So you can use that to clear anything that is, let's say 98% of all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that don't belong to you. You can return to Sender with Consciousness. Then we have the other one, which is the Pan Pak, or taking a deep breath in and releasing all the heavy on the exhale. But Pan Pak is the tool that I shared a couple of weeks ago that allows you to clear your own heavy thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So anything that doesn't belong to you. So what if we just start out with that one right now? So anything that's heavy for you in this very moment, let's destroy and uncreate all that. And you can simply say yes to yourself. And then I'll say right and wrong, good and bad, Pan Pak, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So I'm gonna use the long version on here just for the sake of it, just because I can. It's a little more potent. So we can definitely get clear of anything that is getting in the way of you being. So the theme of this week has been freedom and choice. Choice and freedom. Now, what's really interesting about this topic is that a lot of people, especially, if we refer to them as humans, will tend to get stuck in the need to be right. And a lot of times we confuse being right with being free. However, true freedom is really about choice. It's choice that allows us to be free and being in the choice of things. So anywhere and everywhere that you have been limited in needing to be right when you're really looking to be free, let's go ahead and destroy and uncreate and clear all that now. All right? So right and wrong, good and bad, Pan Pak, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds, or Pan Pak. Or deep breath in and release all the heavy on the exhale. Whatever you prefer, it's all good. So, what are you noticing with this? The need to be right or the desire to be free? A lot of times, again, we confuse the two. So if we're looking to be free, it's about being in the question of choice. A great question you can ask yourself at any point is, what choices do I have here that I haven't considered? So what choices here have you not considered? And everything that brings up, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. So what do you notice when we start clearing some of this? You may have more space, more room for choices to show up. So along with choice really comes possibilities. Because when we have a space of possibilities, then we can then choose from. It allows us to get really clear on what it is that we like to create. So possibilities go along with choice because we have to get clear on what those are. So is there something in your life currently that you have not acknowledged as a possibility, or the possibilities in your life? And what are those, and what would you like to choose? It could be in a given area, any given area. It could be in work, in relationships, in maybe even how you are treating you. A lot of times as humanoids, we're really hard on ourselves, and maybe this is the time too, because I don't know if I've actually spoken to you through a live anyway on human and humanoids. Oh, this is going to be fun. So let me explain real quick. There are two types of people in the world from this interesting point of view, a conscious point of view. And there's one type that is pretty linear, black and white thinking, all or nothing thinking, tend to judge others rather than themselves, are pretty content with how this reality works, are basically that, just here and okay with trauma. And those individuals are referred to as humans. Now, there's another type, and this type is very much about energy. Tend to pick up on other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, tend to be harder on themselves than others. The seekers of the world, like there has to be something greater than this. It's those who are very much in tune to even Earth and creating greater in the world. And if you're doing 20 things at one time and content, you're lucky. And those individuals are referred to as humanoids. So we have humans and humanoids. Now, no judgment on either. We just tend to function very differently. Now, maybe check in with yourself and ask, okay, human or humanoid? Human or humanoid? For me, humanoid, definitely. And if there's, again, no right or wrong to either, but it's interesting for us humanoids, we tend to be the ones that will pick up on all of other people's unconsciousness or their energy. And that's where these tools really come in handy for those of us who require ways to clear energy. So just be aware of not only for yourself, but even then people that you come across, like human or humanoid. It's a way to describe the difference in how we function. So it can make it easier then to figure out the type of people that you may be surrounding yourself with. If you understand that, oh, this person shows up more human, then it may make it easier to clear where you bought their point of view is true for you and it's not true for you. It may help in then distinguishing the people that need to be right, which tend to be the human people. So you can use the tools in that way, and it can really be beneficial just to acknowledge the difference. So us as humanoids, we tend to desire ease. We tend to not do trauma much. And we're oftentimes looking for something greater. And if anything I'm saying to you kind of resonates as light and you're not quite sure if it's human or humanoid, it's most likely, if you're even on this live, you're probably more of the humanoid energy. Let me just say that. So everything this brings up and or like confusion to any of it, let's destroy and uncreate it all. You see how the clearings work. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, what are you noticing now? Anything. Is it a little lighter? And anything that is heavy, and welcome to all the new people that are jumping on. I'm so grateful you're here. So anything that is heavy related to anything that I've said already, let's destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all night, shorts, boys, beyonds. So along with, the theme of the week, which is cool to talk about with the freedom of choice. This Free and Clear Fridays with moi is really about you and getting clear of anything that is not serving you. Anything that that may have built up over the week. Anything that just isn't settling correct. And also to acknowledge the things that are working well, things that are light. That's just as important to acknowledge and really bring that in and acknowledge a lot of that can be really important. So anything, okay, well, let's pause here. And I want you to tune into anything that has been heavy for you this week, okay? So let's all do that now. A thought, a feeling, a situation, it could be a coworker, it could be a spouse, it could be who knows, whatever it is for you, tune into that now. It could have just happened, it could have been earlier this week, it could have been a long time ago, whatever is showing up for you right now. Let's tune into that. Okay, so everything that is, everywhere it's heavy, everywhere it's overwhelming, everywhere it's been burdening you this moment, let's now destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, I'm using POD and POC with you. This is a tool you can use all week long and still join me here on Fridays. Believe me, there's plenty for us to clear together all together as individuals as well as coming together as a group. But you can be using this all week long to clear anything that's not serving you. And I'm gonna be on repeat over here each week, just talking about whatever's showing up. And it sometimes takes a little getting used to, because it's not what we're taught in this reality. We're not given tools to actually clear energy, because we're getting beneath wherever it's been heavy for you, wherever the limitation has been, and allows you to free yourself of it. It allows you to get clear. So free and clear. So the freedom is where then we can just be who we're meant to be. And I know that sounds really it sounds simple, but it's not always easy. Because if it was that easy, you wouldn't be here on this with me. And I wouldn't be in this space with you, most likely, because we would all be clear and just walking around in ease. But it's not always that easy. That's where you and I come together and join together in a space where we can clear. Now, I have mentioned to you, my day job is a clinical psychologist, and I do work individually with people. But what's great about this space, first of all, it takes it to a whole nother level, but it also allows us to readily access it as a group and individually at the same time. And coming together in this way really allows it to free up, not only for us here, but for people joining this in the future, but also everyone in the world. So every time you're clearing your energy, it's not only a contribution to you, it's a contribution to the people around you, as well as to the entire world. I'm not kidding. It really does have that type of impact. Because if you're lighter, it creates a lightness in the world, and it really can shift so many things. So you may hear people talk about, and you may even have a point of view where, this idea of being enlightened. I like to look at, instead of have it be a destination of being enlightened, it's really about just lightening things up. And if you're in a light space, you are now enlightened. It's really not a destination. It's a space of being. So anything and everything that won't allow you to access the lightness in you, let's now destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, I wonder what else is possible here. What choices do you have that have not been available to you before? So another thing about living consciously, part of that is about living in question all the time. Hi to everyone that's just showing up. I'm so grateful you're here. But being in the lightness of a question, and it's not a question of why, it's a question of what. It's a what question. So a question could be like, what is this right now that I'm aware of that's heavy? Or what else is possible that I have yet to consider? Now, these type of questions, there's no answer to them. It's really meant to bring in more awareness. And with awareness allows us to have more space from which then we can choose. So what choices do you have here that you have not considered possible? That if you were to be aware of them would allow you to create greater. So anything will allow that, let's now destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So you notice as something comes up, I then clear it. This is how you can use the tool in your daily life. Something comes up, and then you clear it. Something comes up, and then you clear it. This is how it goes. So I'm basically being an example to you of how it can work for you. And this is actually how I show up to facilitate. I'm actually in your world right now. I'm in your energy and picking up on what it is we require to look at and really follow the energy in order to have more space. So what's light for you is true for you. If there's something heavy, there's some type of lie attached. And a lie is always going to read heavy. So we are using a gauge of light and heavy, light and heavy. When it's light for you, it's true for you. If it's heavy for you, there's some kind of lie attached. So everywhere that you have bought a lie is true, because if there's a problem, it must be real. Let's now destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. So I noticed on that last one, a huge relief, a huge, release of energy. And if you're not in tune to energy, don't worry about it. It's not something you have to try to figure out. You don't have to think about it. Just follow along and just allow it to be whatever it is. We're not meant to try to go into any kind of limitation around this. And it's really about just allowing yourself a space to be free and clear. And that's what we're going to do each week here with me. And it's really a place that we take a problem and turn it into a possibility. So that's part of the clearing, turning problems into possibilities and getting clear and being whatever that is from here on. And as you're going into the weekend, just continue to clear anything that shows up, because a lot of times something will come up, you clear it, and you're like, well, I cleared it. Why is it coming back up? It just requires some ongoing clearing. There's nothing wrong. It just requires some ongoing clearing. So now we have reached that time again, and I'm so grateful for each of you watching now, watching the future. How did I get to be so lucky to connect with you, to be part of this with you? I've got your back always. You can rely, you can always tap into me. You can follow things on all the different areas of social media, but just know I have your back. And I'm so grateful, so grateful to have this space with you, to share it with you, to create greater. And I wonder what else is possible now. So go forth into the week, be whatever the energy is, clear what's heavy, and just see what you notice. And feel free to share with me where I'm at, any point along the way. Okay, beings, amazing beings you be, have an amazing week, and I'll see you again next Friday, which is February the 26th, which, by the way, I'm just gonna say it, is my birthday. So I'm gonna join you on my birthday. How much fun can we have with that? And we will continue to clear and get clear of anything that is not serving you. Okay, amazing beings. I will see you next week. Take care for now.